The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Hello, everyone. It's your boy Bam. Joseph and Tony will be here soon. They're just stuck in a meeting at the moment, so when they get out of the meeting, they'll be coming straight in here and joining us all here today. Welcome to episode 309. We're calling this one New Faces and New Challenges. Tomorrow we've got our first Leagues Cup match, and we've got some new signings we've got to talk about, and an old signing, or old player coming back as a new signing. So let's get cracked into it. Let's start off with welcome back Eddie Segura. Now, as we all know, Eddie Segura played with us all last year, had a terrible injury, and was out of contract at the end of the season. So LAFC, although we didn't sign him because we didn't have to, we kept him around, helped with his rehabilitation, and all that kind of stuff, make sure he got fit and healthy. And once everything got up, no one had came out. He had not signed with anyone else. So we're like, let's try and keep him around. So we re-signed Eddie Segura, which for me is an amazing re-signing. Over the last few years, he's played 82 MLS games with us, scored 3 goals, got 1 assist. He helped us a lot in defense where we really needed people with defense. So with all that kind of stuff, for me, seeing him back in the black and gold will be great to see, and I can't wait for him to do it again. Some of the other signings that we've signed Filip Krastov, the Belgian international, 21 years old. He's played 11 games for Bulgaria already. So, he's got 1 assist in those games. So for me, young kid, we've got him on loan with the option to buy, going by what I've seen so far. He's only ever missed 1 game in his career with injury, which was him catching COVID. His stats for all seasons are really good. 112 games, 17 goals, 12 assists. He's got 14 yellow cards over all that time. So with all that kind of stuff there, you sit back and you go, what does he do with those kind of stuff? But from the highlights package that LFC put out, for me, it is a great signing and someone for backup, especially up top, that we really do need at the moment. Another player that we recently just signed is Mario Gonzalez, 27-year-old Spanish player, 218 games with 59 goals and 9 assists. He has had some injuries recently. He missed the whole of April, which had been 3 games with a calf injury of the 22-23 season. That, I'm pretty sure, is over now. So getting him back out onto the field with us, I think will be good. He's a centre forward, so we've got someone that we can give Bouanga a break if he needs, or when Bouanga goes back to international duties, Mario can step up. Mario's only ever played for the under-17 Spanish side, so I don't see him being taken away with the Spanish team anytime soon. So that's all our new faces at the moment. There are some rumors going around that we're looking at signing Lucas Moura. From all reports I've been seeing today with him, it looks like that he will be going back home to Sao Paulo, where he started his career. He's 30. Played for Sao Paulo, then went to PSG, then went to Tottenham. He's currently without a club, but from everything I've been seeing, that he's going to be signing with Sao Paulo over the next couple of days. So they're the big ones that's going on at the moment. Obviously, you've got the Chucky thing up in the air. Is he coming? Is he not coming? I'm not going to speculate on that because we don't know that much into it at the moment, but we can all just go from there. Big question for everyone in chat here. I'll get to you guys a bit later on. Have you guys been watching the Leagues Cup? What are your thoughts so far? I've caught a couple of games here and there. To me, it's been all right. Like, I knew going into this, I was big naysayer on it and all that kind of stuff. So far, I think I'm going to just change my attitude. it's been quite good so far. Some good games, some interesting games. There are some things that I would like to change, if that makes sense, to make it a little bit more interesting and more even. Like for me is, I understand all games will be in the US, all Mexican teams play from the US and all that kind of stuff, but why should the US team get the home field advantage? Why not make it like the World Cup style where it's neutral grounds? So, for example, in the group stages, why not have the Austin group, which was Austin, Juarez, who we're playing coming up, and Mazatlan? Why are they all playing Austin? Why not put those games in, say, LA, and then we play the LA group will play their games in Austin or somewhere else, trying to make it so that all fans travel and not just have one team as a home advantage. That's what I would like to see brought up. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comments about that kind of stuff. Let me know if you think I'm on point or it's been good how it's going so far. The other thing I got to say is that the US women's national team were very lucky to make it out of the group stages. I've only been able to get to one of the World Cup matches, which was the Nigeria-Canada game, which is the last episode I jumped in from. Connection was a bit shoddy. I do apologize for that. But, that's what I was dealing with. Great game. The Women's World Cup has been amazing. All the games in Australia have been close to sellouts, if not more than that. There have been a lot of, what do you call it? A lot of neutrals going to those games and having some fun. But for me, it's been an amazing time to have. I just wish that New Zealand ticket sales were as good as they were in Australia. Got some friends that are going, I think tonight, they're going to the Jamaica-Brazil game, which I think should be an amazing game. Hopefully Jamaica gets up. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But yeah, what are your thoughts of the Women's World Cup? Have you guys been watching? I know you guys have been a bit late, early mornings for you guys. Have you guys been getting up watching that? I think it's been an amazing tournament, and I can't wait to see who actually lifts that and whether or not the USA actually makes a deep run into the knockouts. Because if they play like they played the other night, I can't see that happening. That's just my thoughts. Another one of the transfer window rumors that have been going around that I did see. Now, this comes from the Daily Mail, which for me, just reading the beginning of the article, I think they've got it all mixed up so far. Apparently, we're looking at signing Maya Yoshida from Schluck. The first bit of the article states that LAFC is currently under transfer sanctions, which that's not us. That's still a team down the road. So for me, reading that headlines, I just know straight away to disregard it. So if you see a rumor out there about people coming to LAFC, do your research. Make sure they got a lot of followers. They don't have like 10, 20 followers. That's the biggest thing. There's a lot of people out there trying to spread false rumors. And to me, that's just not what we do here. Hopefully, Tony and Joseph gets here soon. Solo podcasts aren't that fun. I didn't say that, but they'll be here soon. I guess some of the club and community news that's going on. Doing a senior housing essentials drive. So if you guys have some toiletries like toilet paper, shampoo, razors, toothbrushes, towels, bath mats, even just forks, knives, spoons, all that kind of stuff for senior housing people. So think of your grandma, your grandpa, all stuff that they will need. If you've got some hanging around, make sure you bring them to the senior housing drive, which I believe it will be this game coming up. Let me just double check that. Let me double check. This is where we need Tony on. Tony, hurry up with your meeting. We need you here. We need you. Where is it? I cannot find it. but there is one coming up with the senior housing drive. If you're all that kind of stuff, we'll put out on our socials like we always do. Just bring it out what you can. Think of if this was your grandma, grandpa, parents, what would you do to help? We know we all help the community here. That is what we do. And that's what we try and get into and all that kind of stuff. I'll get into some of you guys' comments now while we'll kill some time. We've got Robert Espinosa, the first in here. I did see in here almost an hour ago, which is good to see. David Day's in here. You're trying to lose this to Juarez. We want him out. No. It's still early on in his tenure. There's still a lot he's got to show, so it's too early for that kind of stuff. Ox is in the building. Wolf's in the building. No, it's not a solid show. The boys will be coming on soon. You know what it's like. We're all part of the supporters culture. We're all part of the Black Army. They're a lot higher up in the Black Army. There is a meeting going on, so they'll be here as soon as they can. If we lose Chuck Lorenzo to the Galaxy, I will start my own boycott from David Day. Yeah, but there'll be a reason why we don't sign him. And whatever the reason is, we just got to live with. Remember, in JT, we trust. Soccer USA, he should just train as a defensive mid at this point. Yeah, but I can see him playing a lot more in the defense where he normally is. We've always had some problem there. We've always had some problems in defense, and for me, he was a really good one to go with. Tony's in here. We're coming. We promise. They will be coming. Trust me on that. David A. League Cup has been fun AF so far before we even play a game. Yeah, I agree with that. League Cup has been fun. Seeing some interesting results. Having people go out there, enjoy themselves. For me, as I said, I was a bit naysayer on the tournament, but so far it has been growing on me. It's been good so far. David Gomez is in the building. The matches of League Cup I've seen I like it. Yep, it's been fun. I do like the fact that Apple's got the rights to it as well. So doing all of that, it's been good. Soccer USA, Leon had a home game in Carson the other night. Every team has a home game in Carson. They can come up for us. David Gomez, it should be a random draw for which team hosts. Yeah, I do agree with that. But as I said, obviously with the Leagues Cup, they want to have as many games in the US. And with all that kind of stuff, for me, it's if you're going to do the group stages, make all the group games in a neutral stadium. Because could you imagine LAFC versus Juarez, for example, not in LA, but over in Salt Lake City, 30-52 would travel. Having us travel as long as them travel, I think will make it a bit more fairer and more even. Supporter base that's there. Obviously, you might have the RSL fans that go, "Oh, I'll come watch this game," but support for anti-LAFC. So, which I think for me would be a lot more fun, a lot more better. Having it as a neutral venue all the way through is how it should be. That's just my opinion on how we can make it better. Ox, talking about the US women's team, the way they've been playing won't make it to win it all. They got lucky in advancing. I do agree with that. The World Cup's been great so far. Got Libby in the house. I'm holding it down, doing the best I can. Keep these comments rolling in. We'll keep going through them. We'll do what we can. Wait for the boys to get back in. Oscar saying, "What's up, me? What's up, everybody?" I've just been holding it down, doing what I can. Michael, guten Tag to you as well. Soccer USA, Leagues Cup should move to a different country next year. Next year in Mexico, then Canada. Yeah, that'd be fun. Keep it rotating. Do what you can. The only problem with Canada is there's got 3-4 stadiums. Kind of hard to do that there. David Day doesn't like the neutral idea. As I said, it's just an idea. I don't see why the MLS teams should get the home field advantage You want to make it a fair competition, or if you don't do that, then go, okay, play a game in the US, play a game in Mexico. Each team gets at least one home game. Make it a little bit more fair that way. That's just my 2 cents in all this kind of stuff. We do what we can, especially on here when we're talking about big tournaments like this. There should be ways that we can have conversations on how to make it better, make it more fun. I do like the fact that we've had 3 weeks off pretty much between games, just making sure that we do what we can, have all that kind of stuff. You don't want to go to Canada, David, which is fair enough. It is Canada. They are there's not much, as I said, not many stadiums up there that they go play in, all that kind of stuff. And we do what we can. Alrighty, so that's the comments that we've got so far. We'll get in, we'll do a LAFC 2 update. Obviously, we all know that we parted way with one of our players. Mutually agreed to part way, which was Laji Malar, the Mali player that we had in our 2s. We've parted ways, and he's no longer with the club. We got him from a free transfer from Las Vegas before the season. He didn't really play too many games for us. Played 10 appearances, 2 goals, 1 yellow card in the next pro. Made 1 appearance in the US Open Cup. Didn't score any goals there. For me, with all the players that they have been signing, there hasn't been much for him to do. So parting ways with him, making a bit of space there, I think was the best for both us and the team. As for LAFC 2, there have been a few games lately since we're last on. Where are we at? We get to. We did lose 4-2 to St. Louis the other day. We had goals by Matthew Evans and Leandro Flores. That was an away game, so not much you can do about that. We did have a 2-1 home win against Tacoma Defiant. And in that game there, we had the return of Big Max Crepeau in goals, and we had Mamadou 4 in defense. So having those 2 players on there, I think helped us a lot, and especially helped a lot of kids. We also had Gaines play, Ordez, Torres, Dueñas. So we had a fairly stacked LAFC 2 team for that game, which is always good to see. The game against St. Louis 2, we had Romero in goals instead of Max. So that was a couple of interesting choices there. Overall for LAFC 2 at the moment, we are bottom of the ladder. We played 19 games, 4 wins, 5 draws, 10 losses. We have 17 points total. What do you guys think of LAFC 2 games? We've got to get out there, support the kids as much as we can. Our next match coming up is next Sunday, against Austin FC. So if you get out there, go out there, try and support the guys. It is a home game, so you all know where to go. Try and get out, watch the kids play, and we'll see what we can do from there. The new signings that we have signed from there is Luca Bombino, 17-year-old defender. They signed from our academy, and we've also signed Declaro Guerra, 15-year-old from our academy too. He's a midfielder. We've got the 5 p.m. kickoff against Austin coming up. It's going to be streamed on MLSnextpro.com. So if you can, try and get out to the game. It's a Sunday. It'll be a nice day. Get out there, support the kids, and do what you can. But yeah, that's all the updates so far on what's been happening with the transfers of new players and old players. Still no report on if or when we're losing Cifuentes. The transfer window does close within 48 hours. So over the next 48 hours, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. We do have those, what do you call it? Those international spots that we have brought over the last little bit, and we'll see what we will do if we use them or not. Hopefully we do use them because they are international spots for this year. Like we had the 2023 international spot from Columbus Crew. For that, we gave them 150,000 in GAM for next year. So that we do need to use as soon as we can. And we also got the roster spot from Austin FC. That one cost us 175,000 in GAM for next year. So 2 roster spots cost us just under 350,000 next year in GAM. So we need to use those spots because there's the spots for this year, and we need to get them as soon as we can. But yeah, like who are we going to use those spots on? We don't know. The club's been very quiet. Obviously denying the whole Chucky, but we'll see what happens over the next coming 48 hours. I do know that although the window closes in 48 hours, we can still sign free agents for a little bit longer up until the where is it? Up until the lockout of the roster, which will be roster freeze is September 13th. So we're going to have all of August to sign free agents if we need to. But I'd rather get them now, get them in with the club, get them in warming up and playing with the team. We also got a couple more comments. We got Oxen here. No excuse for us not winning tomorrow. Can't say they're well rested. Exactly. We've had 3 weeks off. We've had players that have gone and spent some personal time, did a little bit of traveling, coming back. They should be ready to go, ready to get in here and get it all underway. But yeah, no, there should be no excuses. We should be fit and ready to go. The only thing that I can say is 3 weeks off is a long time between games. There might be some few rusty passes, but that shouldn't last around for too long. USA Soccer warm-ups will be important to watch tomorrow. Some players come back from layoffs ready to go, and some struggle. Exactly. But, I think that as a whole, a lot of them will be in there helping each other out, getting to know that we're all not that out of it. Coaching staff will have to knowledge quickly those players who are struggling. I think they would be already. They'll know from the last few days because obviously they'll be training who's not quite up and who is ready to go. So be interesting to see who we go with and all that kind of stuff. But that's so far so good. Where are we? All right, Black and Gold Final Club minute. Gotta say, I wasn't quite ready to be in this situation already. Thought hopefully Joseph and all would be here by now. They quite aren't at the moment, so time to get into this. For the Black and Gold Vinyl Club, I don't know what to go with. So I asked you guys for some suggestions. What do you think the Black and Gold Vinyl Club should be for today? Do we go with a rock? Do we go with a pop? What do we do? Yeah. Now, this is where it's going to be hard. What I might do, what should we do? What should we do for the Black and Gold Vinyl Club? How about we come back to this? We'll come back to this and we'll see what we can do for there. And I'm going to apologize. This is a very... Oh, all right, Michael. You got it. Aerosmith back in the saddle again. Why not? Let's do that. That'll be the Black and Gold Wine Club for today. Aerosmith back in the saddle again. I do like some Aerosmith, and as the song goes, we are getting back in the saddle again, ready to get up and going and see what we can do and go from there. So for Black and Gold Wine Club, I think that's a good one. I think we'll take that Black and Gold. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you for that one. Alrighty. Moving on. Go to Leagues Cup updates. Obviously, the first lot of the round of 32 kicks off tomorrow. You got Inter Miami versus Orlando, Mazatlan versus Dallas, Pachuca versus Houston Dynamo, and we are obviously playing Juarez. Some really, really tough games in there. The last 5 games for Juarez, they've had 2 draws and 3 wins. They had a 1-1 draw to Tigres. They had a 1-1 away to Mazatlan, and they ended up losing that 4-2 on pens. That was during the Leagues Cup. They also had a 2-1 away win to Club America, a 4-2 away win to Toluca, and a 3-1 away to Austin. So they're on a bit of a roll at the moment. They aren't messing around. So for the last game against Juarez, they went 1-0 down in the 20-30 minutes with a Finlay goal. Then Cicado scored a goal in the 35th minute. And then they had a brace from Garcia in the 62nd and 69th minute. So they had 2 goals very quickly to go 3-1 up. The stats for that game, Austin had them a possession of 61% to 39%. So going by that, Juarez had a bit of a counter. Shots and goals were 16 to Austin, 19 to Juarez, with 5 on target for Austin, 6 for Juarez. Both had 4 corners. Both committed 7 fouls. 2 yellows to Austin, 3 yellows to Juarez. They used 4 subs for the game. Zapta came on in the 57th minute. Osuna and Yurzi came on in the 71st. And the 78th minute, they brought on Boda. So they used the 4 subs. They've got 2 players that I know that are listed as, or 1 player that's out, which was Manuel Castro. He's out with an injury, and questionable is Hurtado. He's out questionable at the moment, so we'll see what happens there. For LAFC, the only ones that are out at the moment is obviously don't expect Max to be starting in this yet. He's still out at the moment. He did play in the LAC 2 game, but you never know what will happen. I don't think there's really much risk at the moment to play against him. Other people that they have listed as out for LAFC at the moment are Jesus Murillo and Sergio Palencia. They're listed to be back mid-August from everything I've seen, so I don't expect them to be play for that. So for us, I'd say just those 3 are out. So hopefully we'll see Long back in this side, and we'll go from there. For Juarez last game, the starting lineup was Pascual in goal, Rodriguez, Garcia, Ortega, and Cruz in defense. Garcia, the goal scorer Garcia in the mid. They also had Denzel Garcia in the mid as well, the 19-year-old. Salsa and Perez Burquet in the mid, and up top was Chavez and Cicero. They've been doing that quite a lot lately, so for me, I think that's the starting line that they will come out with. They want to try and get us on the break as soon as we can. So for our starting 11, for me personally, it'll be interesting to see who we actually line up with. I'm going to go with we're going to start with, well, obviously we all know who's going to be in goals, which will be, why am I blanking? Will be John McCarthy. He'll be in goals, obviously. You know, that's where he's been good at the moment. He'll start in goals for us. Defense, I'm going to go with Long and Chiellini in the centre backs, Hollingshead and Chiqui Palacios as our defense. That'll be our back line. Midfielders, going to go with Acosta, Sifu, and Ilya. That'll be our midfields. Up top, obviously, we'll go with Vela, Buanga, and I'm going to start Bokush. He's going to be starting up top for those three. So Vela, Buanga, and Bogush. When the other boys get in here, we'll see who they think will be their starting 11. What do you guys think? Who is going to be your starting 11? You know, we've had 3 weeks off. We've got to get there. Got to get this win and do what we can, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, people will be getting excited watching the Inter Miami game versus Orlando, because obviously Inter Miami, Messi, all those kind of stuff. That's the early game. That kicks off 2.5 hours before our game. So if you're around, probably watching that. Marcelin versus Dallas. I'm going to say Marcelin gets a win in that game. Pachuca versus Houston. Although Pachuca doesn't have Chicho anymore, I've got to go with Houston for that. And obviously, I'm going for us to pick up the win over Juarez. Now, if we do make it through this round, I believe the next game that we'll end up playing will be the winner of which one was it? One moment. Yeah, we'll either play RSL or who is RSL playing? Or Club Leon. So whether we get RSL with Chicho or we play Club Leon, who knocked us out of who beat us in the final of the CONCACAF Champions League. So either way, we're either going to face a team with a former player or we're going to try and get some revenge. Me personally, I think that I would like us to play Leon, get some revenge for that game, go out there, show them that, no, we are LAFC. We can win these big games against you and we will knock you out of it. So that's what I'd like to see. Yeah, so what do you guys think of all that kind of stuff? We're going to kill some time until Tony and Joseph can get in here. Hopefully the meeting's not that much longer to go. Who do you guys think will be in the starting lineup for us? Did see Michael put up in here that Tillman's out for tomorrow's game. I haven't seen that reported, so it'd be interesting to see if he is out or if he's just on the bench. we'll see what happens to that when the list gets announced tomorrow. The starting lineups. But who is your starting lineups for tomorrow's game? Do you agree with me? We're going to have McCarthy in goals. We're going to have Chiellini along in the centre back pairing. Plushes and Hollingshead out on the right and left backs. Ilias, Acosta, and Sifu in the mid. And Vela, Bouanga, and Bogish up top. Or is Buick going to have the start over Bogish? What are we all thinking on that kind of stuff? For me, that's what I'm going to go with. Well, here's Araceli's popping in. Araceli, what's going on?
Hey, I'm sorry I'm ridiculously late.
That's right.
I have
perfect timing because here comes Joseph as well.
Hey guys, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm back.
We're all
Hey, guys.
alive.
Tell me what have I missed?
I was about to ask
Quite
the
a
same
lot.
thing.
Quite a lot. Just finished. And here comes Tony. So
Hi.
I'm gonna apologize now. The first 35 minutes of this episode, horrendously bad. So I do apologize to everyone else here. When you listen back, you'll find how horrendously bad it is.
So you performed like the U.S. women's national team did yesterday. I gotcha.
There was no passion. There was no effort. There was no nothing. That's what the U.S. women's was.
Yeah, and you guys are my goalposts right now. So thanks for coming in and saving it so far.
Doink. All right, so let's just run through what's been covered so far. Have we got into our new players?
Done and dusted,
including the injury concerns we might have for one of them, right?
Yes, the calf injury. Yes,
calf, hamstring, foot, but everything under the sun you can mention. Yes, great winter, bad spring. But now he gets recovery, and he's into the mix. All right, we talked about the rumors that are apparently going to the Carson team, not us, which I find pretty funny.
Yes,
yeah.
The fact that they list us and then apparently we're under a transfer embargo at the moment. That's
when I knew that rumor was going south. All bad. Okay, gotcha. Look, guys, we have 2 international spots. Expect them to be filled, I think, is the pretty easy way to say it. I'm not quoting anybody, but you don't do these things unless you're using them. Chucky, though, I've heard this from a million sources. The biggest sources, the ones that never have ever let me down, they're shooting it down. Shooting it down pretty consistently. Almost like they want nothing to do with it, maybe till next year. was the vibe, and that no one's talking to anybody. Yeah, that's what we're getting. So if it happens, cool. We've all been shocked, and they fooled all of us, including myself. Congratulations. Good job, LAFC. You're really good at tricking people. On the other hand, yeah, it's pretty firm. The firm no. So I can throw that out to you guys. Have we got LAFC 2 updates down?
Done and dusted.
Wow. See, I come really late into the show as Tony's getting himself ready right now. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Put it this way. I just done my starting lineup for our next game.
Oh, wow.
Good
really?
Lord. So we're doing a half-hour show today. That's amazing. Okay.
Cool. Half-hour show.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do need Tony. The Senior Housing Centrals Drive. When's that for?
What?
The Common Community.
When is that for?
Yep.
It's still ongoing. You just have to hit up crew on their Instagram and everything like that, and that's still ongoing. So that I believe it's ongoing for like the whole month. I believe. I think there's a cutoff date, but let me go check that real quick. Sorry,
nice. I knew it was going. I couldn't remember who was doing it or when it was closing. So, as I was saying to people, think of what your grandparents or your parents were like.
Sorry, TSG. My bad.
TSG.
Yeah, TSG.
Yeah, think of what your parents and grandparents would need. Get that kind of stuff.
It ended. Sorry, apologies.
Scrap all that. Right. Scrap all that. We'll go from there. I will say, give a shout out to
But the Mo Fazio futsal court is up and running again. The link is fixed, so you can start donating. Donate $1, donate what you can. Let's get this thing built already, people. It's been like almost a year and a half now. So let's get that thing built.
Get that scarf.
Full of Black and
Yes.
Gold Vinyl Club minute. We actually opened it up to our awesome listeners, and Michael did "Back in the Saddle Again" by Aerosmith.
We were definitely back in the saddle again. Yeah, Aerosmith's a good choice. Chiellini is about the same age as those guys. Kidding. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Michael. Well done, sir. I had some weird stuff. We'll just go with we'll go with that. I mean, I was going with gunfighter ballads with old school stuff.
Yeah.
But Marty Robbins and all that with El Paso. But we can let that go.
Exactly. So the community's been great with all this kind of stuff. Went through the last 5 games for Juarez. Went through the last starting lineup. I went through who they're missing, which would be Manuel Castro, and who's out with an injury, and Hurtado's questionable. But yeah, so I've gone through my starting lineup, who I thought that would be. So Joseph, who do you think will be the starting lineup for LAFC?
That's going to be the tough one because the new guys aren't available yet.
Mm-hmm.
Transfer certificates are what they are. So it's kind of like, well, we're healthy now, so we get to who we want in this lineup. And if I'm going to go healthy and who I want, I mean, even Murillo is healthier now, right? He's good to go. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
I've got him still as...
Bam, who did you say for your starting?
For my starting, I went, obviously, John McCarthy in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Centre-back pairing of Cleany and Long.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
Then I went Hollingshead and Cheeky Palacios out on left back, right back.
Your Givens. I'm with you on that.
Givens.
Okay.
Midfield, I've gone Ilie, Acosta, and Sifu.
Ooh, Sifu's send-off match, huh?
Yeah, because going by what Michael said is Tillman's out with an injury tomorrow. I haven't seen that reported, but I'm going to trust Michael.
He's probably seen that. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Michael, for that.
Yep. And up top, I went Vela, Bwanga, and Bogusz.
Ooh, Bogusz, huh? I would differ from you and say Buick's going to get the start up top simply because he has been producing. He has been doing what we've asked him to do. The improvement is now showing. Not in terms of finishing. No. Not that.
No.
Kind of. But it's the setup, It makes sense to have him in there. With Sifu in the midfield, I mean, Bogusz could be a turnout for that role too, if you're going to do it. But I think he's more of a second half force for this. So I'm with you. This is Sifu's walkout game. As long as his UK work permit gets approved and a deal gets made to hurry up his move, then he's out of here. This would be the game that would be it. So he's going to start.
Well, regardless if he goes now or goes in the year, he's leaving. He's leaving us. Yeah. From everything we've read, he's got the pre-contract signed with Rangers. So it's either get money or don't get money. That's what's come down to for LAFC.
And it's Rangers that are trying to expedite the deal, not us. That's the funny part. Is it's not like God, please take him. It's more of Rangers going, look, we want him in our plans because we have a role for him in midfield already. We know he's going to fit well. The funny part is they're looking at his defensive side of his game at Rangers, which I found that rather fascinating. But that's the conversation that's being had. So hopefully it works itself out. Now you're Long and you said Long and Chiellini. Are you concerned at all about speed in that case?
No, I think Long can cover it, and Cleany with his knowledge will be able to stop the speed.
Okay. I mean, look,
the
intelligence of Chiellini, right?
Yeah, doing those smart fouls and getting away with them.
That's the thing. I think in this tournament, you can get away with some yellow card stuff that won't necessarily get you a yellow card. You definitely get the first, second, and third warning before they get tossed lately, especially against Liga MX teams. It seems to be a little bit more freedom to play in this case. So I'm with you, man. I get it. I get the experience is going to win the day. I still have a funny feeling if Murillo can go, him and Chiellini would be the pairing. But if he can't go, I totally get Long.
Which is fair enough. But for me, it was more. I just don't want to risk Murillo from the get-go and have him injured within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're not going to take that risk. Not in this tournament.
No.
Not against Juarez, you know.
No. They'll do Australia versus Canada in the Women's World Cup. Hey, we're up 4-0. Yeah, Sam Kerr, sit down. You're fine. You're not playing today.
The right move to do. The right move to do. Now, saying Juarez, I mean, we've looked at their experience. We've looked at their turnaround, and it has been a turnaround and a rebuild for them. We're going to be in for a battle here. This isn't a walkover. Now, I know, they laid an egg against Mazatlan. That was one of the uglier games I've ever watched in my life. And the two, I will say this, the two worst Liga MX games I ever watched ever in my life, both involved Juarez. That was just dirty and slow and methodical and put me to sleep. They were notorious for that, but I think they've changed their lineup enough where in this game it could be a bit more dynamic from them. But again, I mean, they're so boring. It's the 4-4-2, right? I mean, it's really, really typical football, if you could call it that. That's what we're expecting from these guys. Are they good and improved? Yes. I mean, they've taken out some big teams in league, right? And they've shown it. But yeah, don't be surprised if they just turn this into another slugfest just because. I think it might fit for this game. Your thoughts, Tony? What are you thinking, man? Where's your lineup at?
My lineup is pretty much. I think Max starts this.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, from what I saw, he was doing pretty well. So why not get him back on the horse? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think though, he did play 2 games ago in the LAFC 2, but didn't play the last game. So was it a precautionary that he didn't play last game, slowly easing him in, or?
I think they're just ready with him. I don't think they need to use him there anymore. He's ready. I will say the game that we were at, Araceli and I were both there. His read on the ball is still a little slow, which that's just human nature in playing the game. And he'll tell you that in a heartbeat. And so there's some things that were a little bit slow for him, especially when plays were low, where we know Max and his footwork is his game. And the footwork was still not quite there. His body weight, you could tell, was shifted a little higher than normal. It sounds funny saying it, but if the goalkeeping situation and how he focuses so much on the lower body and low center of gravity, it was not quite normal for him. It tells me that it's not quite there yet. Is he good? Yes. For this type of a game in this type of environment, I think it would be kind of a knock on McCarthy if you took him out of this opportunity. Realistically.
Yeah, I agree. Like the way McCarthy's been this year, it's one of the things where it's McCarthy's to lose right now.
Yeah. If he tanks this game, then it gives Max that opening. But you can't just hand it over to Max at this point. It just wouldn't work well with the way LAFC operates these days.
No.
Thoughts? Tony, what do you think for midfield, man? What you going for?
The tried and true, to be honest, Elia Acosta and I would say Tillman right now.
But he's hurt.
Oh, fuck a bitch.
Rumor.
Well,
it's okay, man. It's late night. We've gone past 10 p.m. You just kept us PG-13. It's okay.
I know, right? Honestly, I think it'd just be then Bogus or Bogus. I would put Bogus there.
Honestly, I would be intrigued as well to see Bogus mix in on this. I know we're saying Cifuentes, but if Bogus was there with Acosta and Ilie for the physicality of the game that we're going to be running into, I'd be fine with that too. I think it would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just looked up, going by Justin Ruderman, the striker news reporter for LAFC. Eddie Segura and Tillman are the only ones not in training from 9 hours ago.
Do you think Segura is going to get much of any minutes this season, or is he more of just training with the boys?
I think just training, getting back fit and healthy. You might see him come in for a game near the end of the season when we've already got a playoff spot situated. Someone needs a break, put him in there, or if there's an injury recovery.
He's had so many setbacks in his current recovery. I can't help but feel that it's going to be this eggshell situation, like just feather this gas tank, this gas, just a little bit, like don't throw him into anything yet. Make sure he's 100% ready to go. No risk at this stage. All right. And you mentioned Juarez. Did we get the comments down, or we need to go firing away with comments here?
We've pretty much got all the comments down. We're up to
38
Libby.
locked and loaded.
Yep.
Hey, Libby, who I just saw a few minutes ago, dropping by, picking up some gear for the North End. Thank you. You and Oscar are amazing. Y'all rock.
Oscar saying I've done a great job.
He's done a great job. Bam, he saved the show.
I'm getting 3 points for MVP. Soccer USA wants to know who the Uruguayan kid coming in. First I've heard about this.
Is that confirmed? No, I saw the rumors, but is that it's like a new Rossi? I think that would be what I would say is new Rossi. Like, the numbers aren't there yet, but you saw Rossi did when he got the opportunity. I think that's where the team's looking for him. And again, another project player.
Yeah. Speaking of Rossi, thoughts of him possibly going to Atlanta?
Well,
Columbus.
He's going to Columbus. They just got his rights.
Yeah, it's Columbus.
Because Zelarayan went for the oil money, right? I think that's what happened.
Because everything that I was hearing last night, early morning your time, was that Atlanta wanted him. Atlanta had the rights. Then Columbus wanted to get the rights off Atlanta for him.
Okay, so that's the conversation right now. I would say this is not 2019. Really. We had our moment with him. It was absolutely amazing. We had our frustrations towards the end too, guys. He was ready to go, and he was playing like he was ready to go. I find it a little sad for Rossi to be coming back here. I think it kind of sucks because you feel like potential was wasted by him coming back here. Will he burn us? Could he burn us? Of course. He's Diego freaking Rossi, former Golden Boot winner, right? But I just think we're at a stage in our existence where we're not bringing back, we're not rehashing dudes. We got a different movement that we're focused on. What do you think, Bam?
I agree completely. Seeing him coming back this soon after leaving is disappointing. Would have liked to see him stay more in Europe, whether it goes to like the Austrian league or something like that. I think he could do a lot more better by going back to like Austria and playing there for a couple of seasons. But at the same time, it would be good to see him playing a lot more. And yeah, when he does come back to the bank, I hope that we all give him a round of applause to begin with, and he has one of his worst games for the season with him.
Yeah, I mean, the service ain't going to be that great at Columbus at this point anyway. So, yeah, and we're going to be like stacked with 27 defenders and everybody healthy. So, bring it.
Exactly. Yeah. Soccer USA, Chicho and Diego Rossi both deserve standing ovations when they visit. I agree completely.
Agreed.
Got Ox coming here, surprised they made it this far, being Juarez and all.
Well, they were conveniently placed with the worst team in the history of Liga MX in terms of performance, who would have been dropped to the second division way, way long ago, but there isn't any relegation. So that was good. And then it didn't perform against them, which was wild. I know I took a shot at Mazatlan. I get it. You know me, but reality is reality. And then Austin is almost rudderless at this point. Let's be real. I mean, they couldn't beat Violet with a half team. They've got issues, man, and it's deeper than anybody they're playing right now. That
Mind
team
you,
looks like it's
Austin made a ridiculous move today.
Who they get today? I didn't even know.
No, they didn't move. They Fuenga's going to Carson.
Yeah, but they get Memo Rodriguez and up to 900,000 in GAM.
But Fagundes went to Galaxy.
Fagundes to Galaxy, and Austin receives Memo Rodriguez and up to 900,000 in GAM, including 300,000 of guaranteed 2023 GAM.
That's a lot of dough.
And the Galaxy could get 150, depending on if Rodriguez meets certain performance matrices.
Crazy move. But again, Fagundes wasn't really producing at the moment. So, yeah. But again, they're buying a guy that specifically performs against us and sometimes only against us. So I think it's pretty funny.
That seeing that move up to 900,000 was an interesting move there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that runs out for them. For us, who cares, right? Just Austin, dude. So for Juarez, they were lucky to be in the no history group. You saw the crowds; they had history to have crowds. But now they got to play us in a different environment. And yes, they've played in more hostile environments than what we're going to offer, but they haven't played LAFC. So bring it.
Exactly. We also got Mark in here saying no to Max, still not 100%, maybe 9% healthy, still looks a bit slow. Soccer USA, it's going to be nice having Max translate for Buonga into presses again. And him coming in that believes that Segura can't play for us till next year.
It said 2024 on the release.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it's hey, this dude needs medical coverage. Let's do this.
Pretty much. Dave saying isn't happy with Rossi going to Crew. And we got Soccer USA saying let's relegate Austin.
I'm down.
I'm down for that too.
That crowd would probably think it's cool.
I do have a question for you guys. What are your thoughts on Red Bull's new kit?
I wish we had a third kit. Okay, so it'd be really cool if it was an ICFC. But they would have been better off with a Frank Sinatra Hoboken, New Jersey tribute kit than something that happened in Manhattan or that happened in the Bronx or that happened anywhere but where they play. They want to be in New York, cool, but where that history happened isn't where they play. So, yeah.
I like the kit. I think there's a nice style and nicely done and all that. When that got dropped last night, I was watching, and I'm going to give a shout out to Austin-based podcast called Soccer Down Here. Some really good guys over there. And we'll go into a rabbit hole of if every team did a music style kit, who would LAFC's kit be? And then we went around trying to do every club's kits.
That's impossible.
Like we'll do a Cypress Hill one because you know how much Cypress Hill is getting involved in all that kind of stuff. Will we do a NWA? Will we do?
Well, I mean, Dre or
I would just say a whole 90s just like hip hop culture. But then it's but then you can go and say, well, there's also the 80s rock punk scene that happened as well.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
right.
Like Sunset Strip. You know what I mean? That Sunset. Honestly, that one would be a Sunset Strip, like a Sunset Strip like jersey. To be honest,
would you do a 90s hip hop home kit, Sunset Strip 80s away kit?
West Coast. Oh man, it's too hard. Honestly, I mean, would they do Hollywood? God, that'd be cliche. Yeah, that's tough.
Like Toronto, they can do a Drake home kit and a Justin Bieber away kit.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do some street art stuff here too.
Mm.
A lot of street art. Yeah, no, it will be a tough one. I would feel sorry for whoever's designing that because, dude, where do you go? Too much to work with.
Exactly.
much
So
to-
like, that's a question for like everyone listeners on that. Let us know what artist, musician, actor should LAFC do a kit dedicating to.
choose an artist, one artist.
Pretty
Dang.
much.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun. Have fun with that, guys. Don't let your heads
Araceli,
explode.
who would SKC do?
SKC.
Yep. What?
The Blues.
Probably
No.
Jazz.
It'll be Jazz. Yeah.
Like Chicago could do a Blues Brothers.
I'm gonna say Jazz because they actually did a collaboration with the Jazz Museum like 3 seasons ago. They had like a kit and a scarf and everything.
I mean, Chuck. Did we talk about? Chuck Berry was St. Louis, right? I think we
Yeah.
messed up. Okay. Yeah. Tough. No, I think she's right. It'll be Jazz. Totally. Yeah, good stuff, man. Like that would be, dude. I'm just thinking that LA is impossible. Oh, I mean, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Maybe that would be the winner because we actually use the song in the games, and it's kind of like your callback song, and right. I mean, that was really common for us.
Yeah, but like it was a really interesting seeing what other guys were saying. We're going, do
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I was thinking that New England Reds could do a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch kit.
Linkin Park. Stressing it down.
Quite literally says another neighborhood, though, man. Then you go Dogtown and like you want to go outside, but yeah. So many options. It's impossible.
Yeah, because I have to say, like, after seeing the Red Bulls kit, it's like, okay, that's really nice. They've done it well. What else could they go with and all that kind of stuff? And then we got into the pretty much going, okay, famous band from each city doing a kit based around that kind of stuff. But
I mean, give Seattle credit. They've hit 2 home runs now. Like,
yep,
without question. I mean, if I'm doing Nirvana next, I'll be like, dude, just stop. Just stop. You're flexing again. Stop. And Nashville did Johnny Cash, and that was stellar. So, yeah. It's got to be music. Just figure it out.
Yep.
Chavo right on the front of it, You never know. All right. Cool stuff. Let's see. Any other comments we got going? It looks like they're starting to fire away with some comments here.
Yeah, got Michael saying the Doors tribute kit.
Okay. All right.
A purple and gold kit, perhaps.
They weren't partially owned by the enemy.
Yeah.
A Dodger.
Carson could do a Cosmo kit.
They're gonna have an oil well jersey or a stench of the river jersey.
IKEA jersey.
Yeah, just big IKEA jersey.
They already have the colors, so they're just gonna wear giant bags.
Make a kit out of the bags. That sounds about right.
The giant bags. Yeah, it's recycled.
Exactly. Well, I think with all of that, I think we might be down to our final words. Final thoughts.
Cool. Who's first?
We'll start. First in was Araceli, so we'll start with Araceli.
I had a feeling that was coming. Well, for me, for my final word, as you can obviously tell, I'm back in KC. I was lucky to be out there with you guys for a couple of days. I wish I could have been out there longer, but you guys know how it goes with work. So unfortunately, I couldn't really dictate that much. But aside from that, like I said, I'm just glad that I was able to be out there with you guys, spend some time with y'all. And now we're back on the grind over here. And as always, with another home match, the same as every week, please don't be stupid. Look out for each other. Always have a plan B. Be safe and enjoy the game.
Thank you, Araceli. Joseph, final thoughts.
Ooh, early one in. There we go. We could call this episode The Rescuers. I'm just saying. If you want to go with crazy flashback movies and stuff. All right, so I'm going to throw this out there to everybody. Look, we are playing in a Liga MX side. As I botched that. Be careful. There's been some crazy incidents related to some other games in this tournament so far. I'm not expecting that kind of thing from Juarez. I haven't heard they had even actually like major organized group coming to this, but they will still have a lot of fans. So that might be a little more, a little more sketchy because again, it's nothing formal to look at. So just be smart. Tie up your scarves. Go in groups on things. Don't get yourself isolated. Pretty simple things, and stay sober. I think that's the big one. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I will see you guys down there. It's going to be fun. My little man's going to say hi to everybody. There you go. Joey, want to say stay golden? Will you stay golden?
Stay golden.
There you go. And I'm going to pass this one off to Tony, man. Again, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Let's do this. Let's win this.
Bye.
Bye.
Drink responsibly, you guys. My final say is drink responsibly. Go full hard 90 the whole time. Like again, this is showing what the support is over here. So and just have the same energy Joey has. You know what I mean? He loves the sport, learning about it. So be like him and enjoy it like as a little kid. So that's my final say.
Awesome. My thoughts, guys, is again, be like Joey. Go have some fun. Enjoy yourselves. Be with your loved ones. I again, unfortunately, won't be on the next episode because sorry.
Nah, it's okay,
It's okay,
man.
dude.
100% okay, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bam is, he's suffering. That's for sure. But Bam, we love you, man. 100%, dude. We know we've got your back, dude.
Yeah. Just send your thoughts and prayers to Bam for this week and the stuff I need to do. So
and so I'm gonna close things out for Bam tonight. Without a doubt, he's our savior. He saved our show. We wouldn't have a show tonight if it wasn't for Bam stepping up. Essential. So on that note, stay golden. Send your love to Bam. We're gonna send ours as well. And that's going to be our final thoughts for the day is just, again, prayers for Bam. Love you, Bam. Thank you for always being there for us. It's our turn to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about that. Ready for it, guys? Tony?
Stay golden, Los Angeles.
Araceli?
Stay golden.
Bam?
Stay golden, guys.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.